Hello, everybody, and welcome to Harvard Stadium in Boston, Massachusetts for tonight's NWSL matchup between Sky Blue FC and the Boston Breakers. Alongside former Breaker Catherine Donnelly, I'm Scott Sudikoff, and we thank you for tuning in here today. The Breakers come in at 0-2-0 on the season, have yet to register a point, while Sky Blue a couple of draws on their record right now at 0-0-2. The Breakers lost to Houston last week by a final score of 3-2. Sky Blue tied 1-1 with Portland. You see the standings. Sky Blue right now in 7th. The Breakers down at the bottom of the table in 9th with the 0 points so far. Taking a look at the players to watch in this one, and first for Sky Blue, we take a look at Katie Friels.
Yeah, Friels played in all 22 games last season for Sky Blue. She had a team-high 6 assists, and she actually had the first goal of the season this year in 2014 for Sky Blue in the first game.
Yeah, that was a 1-1 draw against FC Kansas City. And on the Boston side, we take a look at Heather O'Reilly, who had a very good game last week against Houston.
Very good game indeed. She scored in the first 60 seconds of the game for her 10th professional career goal. She's also a former Sky Blue player herself, so she's definitely one to look out for.
Also, Lisa Devanna on the Breakers starting lineup and roster, of course, a former Sky Blue player as well. Sky Blue and Boston match up for the first time in 2014, and it's coming up next live from Harvard Stadium in Boston. Boston Breakers Soccer is brought to you by Bertucci's, a proud partner of the Breakers. By We Got Soccer. We Got Soccer is proud to partner with the Breakers for their 2014 campaign. By the University Sports Complex, a partner of the Breakers, the largest sports facility in all of New England. By Steward Health, the title sponsor of the Boston Breakers. By Katz Sports Performance Center, the official performance training provider of the Boston Breakers. By TCG Network Services, a proud sponsor and the official IT services provider of the Boston Breakers. By Minuteman Health. Minuteman Health invites you to join the revolution. Learn how to enroll at minutemanhealth.org. By CIP Insurance. Visit www.askcip.com. And by Rockland Trust. For more information on Rockland Trust, visit rocklandtrust.com. The NWSL is proudly sponsored by National Guard, by Nike, and by the U.S. Soccer Foundation. Welcome back to Harvard Stadium. Scott Sudikoff and Catherine Donnelly here with you. Sky Blue and Boston about to kick off inside the stadium. Third game of the season for both teams. Breakers looking for their first points of the 2014 season, while Sky Blue has tied the first two matchups of the season against FC Kansas City and the Portland Thorns. The two teams coming out onto the field. You see the weather here in Boston. It was raining before this game started, so it should be a pretty slick field right now, but mostly cloudy and 48 degrees, and that'll definitely dip as the night goes. Might not be as cold as it was last week, though, for the Breakers when they played against Houston. Here are the starters. First for Sky Blue, you see in goal Jill Lloyden, And they go with the 4-3-3 alignment. And you see Katie Friels in the midfield, the player we highlighted in the open. And taking a look at the Boston side, but first there's a good look at Jillian Lloyden. A couple of ties on her record so far, allowed 1 goal in each game. And for the Breakers, with Alyssa Nair in goal, 4-4-3-3 as well. And the change in there, you see Ashley Grove on the defensive line and Chelsea Stewart in the midfield making the start for Boston tonight.
The Breakers had a few mistakes in the back line last game, so they're definitely looking to make a little bit of a change in the defense here and see if they can maintain their lead if they get one.
We are underway as that one gets cleared out of play by Alyssa Nair. Ashley Grove playing in the center back position instead of Courtney Jones at the start of this one. You have Chelsea Stewart playing in the midfield for the Breakers to begin the game as well. As that ball sent into space, heading after Elisa Devanna trying to get there, but got cut off. Stolen Sanderson from way out and goes off the fingertips of Lloyden and out of play.
Not quite a goal, but a good offensive chance there in the first minute, similar to last game, just not quite a goal.
Big early opportunity for the Breakers with the corner kick coming on the near side, and it was 2 seconds ago in the game against Houston that they scored the first goal of the game. Less than a minute in, Heather O'Reilly scored in that one.
They're starting with a short corner kick again. They did this last game.
Pathman setting it towards the far post, and up to make the play is Lloyden colliding with a breaker.
Julie King, that is.
And Julie King makes sure that Lloyden is okay. Talks to the referee, Juliana Duncan. Just underway in Boston. Happy you could join us. As Sky Blue looking for their first attacking chance. Getting to the ball there is Sophie Schmidt. And she plays it back for Caitlin Ford. Taken away on the far side by Sanderson. With Avant there on the defensive line. Avant trying to go back to Sanderson. Gets pinballed around and now picked up by Maya Hayes. Knocked away by Avant.
Breakers having a little bit of trouble here getting out of their own end.
And that goes out of bounds off the foot of Katie Friels. The Breakers will take possession in their own end in the 3rd minute of play. Jasmine Avant started all 3 games now at the outside back position for the Breakers.
It looks like Avant and King actually switched sides to start this game, though. Julie was on the left side at the beginning of the last game. So really mixing everything up in the back line, which I guess they kind of needed to.
Breakers last week led 1-0 at halftime with that 1st-minute goal by Heather O'Reilly. Also led 2-1 in the 70th minute when Joanna Lohman scored off a great feed by Heather O'Reilly. 2 goals in a row, though, by Teresa Noyola in the 81st, and then a penalty kick goal in the 85th minute gave the victory to Houston. Chelsea Stewart sent it to the middle of the field. Sanderson can't control it. And now off to get it is Caitlin Ford. And stepping up to knock it away was Molly Pathman for the Breakers. And again knocked out by Joanna Lohman. So the Breakers looking for their first points of the season. Sky Blue looking for their first win of the season. Catherine, what are the keys for this one for the 2 teams?
I think it's a little bit of an offensive versus defensive-minded team here. Sky Blue definitely has a veteran, more experienced defensive mindset with Rampone and O'Hara in there. They play with a little bit of a low line of pressure, definitely well organized. They're still kind of looking for their spark in the offense, and they're definitely hungry for a win. On the other side, the Breakers are just hungry for a point right now, also hoping to get their first win. They definitely have a lot of speed up top. Heather O'Reilly probably going to take the leadership role up there again and looking to get a win and learn how to maintain it this game. So
O'Reilly playing it into space there. Not sure if she wanted to go to Sanderson or Devanna. You mentioned Christy Rampone for Sky Blue, not in the starting lineup, but she is active, dealing with some left toe inflammation. There was a very medical term put on the injury report, but I looked it up. It's inflammation in her foot, in her toe. and so she is not in the lineup. She played last week, scored the goal against Portland, which, by the way, was her first professional goal. The 38-year-old. Out for the game for the Breakers. If you saw the injury report, Christy Mewis has not yet appeared for the Breakers. And also out for Sky Blue is Haley Hagsma. In the 5th minute of play, with no score, Harvard Stadium in Boston, the Breakers and Sky Blue FC. Devanna in space, but she's offsides. Breakers obviously on their front line really want to take advantage of the speed they have, especially with Lisa Devanna. The former Sky Blue player scored 6 goals in 17 games a year ago for the team from New Jersey. Ball trickles out here on the near side, and Julie King will make the throw in. We talked about her last week and how steady she has been defensively for the Breakers. Had 21 starts a year ago, and now 3 games, 3 starts this year. And again, Devanna offsides, but
she really wants to get forward, and that's not a bad thing right now early in the game, is to try and get that forward. So
Sky Blue looking for really their first good opportunity. Taylor Lytle makes the play to the middle of the field and Friels, but the easy save by Nair. Nair last week gave up the 3 goals against Houston. Had 2 saves. She had 7 saves in the opener against Seattle. A game the Breakers lost 3-0. See the referees for today's contest. Switching fields, Lindsay Cutshall sends it across. And that gets through everybody and into some space for the Sky Blue FC team to pick it up. Lytle into the box. Maya Hayes now back to the top of the 18. Left-footed shot got deflected wide of the post. Nair trying to dive after it. And that'll be a corner kick for Sky Blue FC. So each team now with 1 corner kick on the evening. Katie Friels will do the honors from the near corner. And right towards the goal line, had to be punched out by Nair.
Wow.
And Sanderson takes it out of the box and makes a pass to the near side, to the far side to O'Reilly. Devanna trying to get to it first, but the defense there instead.
Good job by the Breakers trying to counter right away off of that clear, though. That's the kind of offensive pressure that they want to put on right away. Like I said, there was a very organized defensive line in Sky Blue, so they're going to try and test them early.
Lytle lofts it towards the top of the box. Easy play for Nair. Throws it off to the near side now for Chelsea Stewart. Stewart appearing in her first game with the Breakers, making the start in the midfield.
Breakers send it all the way back, just looking to get organized now.
We got the drummers going at full steam right now as Devanna gets out in front as Sanderson. Devanna takes the shot and well wide.
She looks hungry for a goal tonight. She's everywhere right now.
The drumming is stopped. I don't know. I'm not sure how well that's coming across on the broadcast, how loud it is, but I know in our ears that was deafening. Back it goes. 9 minutes in. Julie King will make the throw in for Boston. Breakers were 5-3-3 at home last year. Sky Blue was 5-4-4 on the road. Of course, Sky Blue finished 4th place in the inaugural NWSL season, fell in the semifinals to Western New York 2-0. They had a very good first season in the National Women's Soccer League, the Breakers finished 5th at 8-8-6. Sky Blue won the season series a year ago, 2-1-1. On the near side of the field, Kelly O'Hara, a former Boston Breaker. Picked up by Chelsea Stewart. Left foots it forward. O'Reilly, again, trying to just play it into space and let Lisa DeVanna go after it. Not enough room, though, to track that one down, as Lloyden picks it up for Sky Blue. Lloyden has made the start in all 3 games for Sky Blue. She played 4 games a year ago. As it bounces around in the midfield, the backup goalie for Sky Blue, Brittany Cameron, she had 8 shutouts last year. And she made 18 starts for Sky Blue.
There's a nice deflection from Heather O'Reilly, but it gets cleared away.
Going down there in the center circle, Joanna Lohman with the header. And we have a whistle. Not exactly sure what the call was, but Breakers will get possession there with Kat Whitehill.
Maybe it was offsides.
King for Sanderson, now Stewart. Stewart looking towards the middle of the field. DeVanna back to Stewart, coming over to the middle. Trying to play it out wide to O'Reilly. Joanna Lohman first to get to it in midfield. Stays Breakers possession. Jasmine Avant over there.
Coach Durkin really talked about throughout the week that he really wanted to get the middle triangle working together and getting them more involved in the offense. And I think they're doing a pretty good job so far with their chemistry in the midfield, just finding each other, little seams and whatnot, and getting it forward.
Saw Monica Ocampo down for a moment for Sky Blue. She's the returning leading goal scorer. She had 8 goals last season for Sky Blue, making her first start of this season. Only played 18 minutes total in the first 2 contests. Stepping up to take the ball is Lindsay Cutshaw, laying it out wide. Caitlin Ford gets there, gets by Molly Pathman. Ford against Avant, enters the box, and stepping up, Kat Whitehill to knock it away. Kelly O'Hara, near sideline for Maya Hayes. Hayes against King, just outside the box. Played to the outside. It was trying to go back to Hayes there. Instead, the Breakers will have a goal kick as we are in the 13th minute with no score. One other game in action tonight. Houston playing at Seattle. Seattle at 2-0-0. And Houston, of course, picking up its first victory as a franchise against Boston last week. They are 1-1. Stewart trying to send it through for DeVanna, but again, that was Cutshaw who got in the way. It's deflected out of midfield, and the Breakers take the possession. Sanderson will
Nice
chase
little
after
crafty
it.
move there.
Sanderson along the goal line against Cutshaw. DeVanna coming to help. And a good play by the tandem of DeVanna and Sanderson. They gain the corner kick, second corner kick opportunity for Boston tonight. Both from this near side. They went short the first one. Molly Pathman, 21-year-old from Duke University, sends it towards the far post, got headed out. Now Sanderson fires it to the post, tapped in and a score. 1-0 Breakers.
That was just a great shot from right outside the box. Kept it low, driven. Like you said, it's a little slippery out here, so maybe it got a nice skip on it, but that was just a really nice driven ball from the outside of the box.
And that was Julie King, who comes up from the defensive line to score that one at the far post, or that pass, or the shot really from Sanderson was towards the far post, but I think she intended, of course, to get that towards King, who deflects it in, and it's 1-0 Boston. Julie King scoring her first of the season. Her first as a breaker.
I was going to say, yeah, I
and
think
her
that might
first
be her
as a
first.
professional.
Yeah, there we go.
She had 1 assist in each of the previous 2 years. Sky Blue trying to answer. Kelly O'Hara and getting in the way of Whitehill of that cross. Sky Blue, though, answers quickly with a corner kick. Just what they want to do is try the quick counterattack, try to get this goal back.
We were saying last game and even in the beginning of this game how important those roles on the outside back are, and Julie King does a nice job to put that goal away and give the Breakers a 1-0 lead.
As that header goes up over the crossbar, Sophie Schmidt. So that opportunity goes by the wayside for Sky Blue, and Alyssa Nair will have a goal kick.
These next few minutes for the Breakers are vital, and just keeping this lead. You know, the next 5 minutes they got to be telling themselves to just play calm, play their game, and just keep the ball out of their end and maintain this 1-0 lead for sure.
King the goal, Sanderson the assist for the Breakers. As Maya Hayes into the box. For Sanderson, her first assist. She was 3rd in the league last year with 7 as we take a look at the goal. The left foot, Julie King off the pass from Sanderson. 16 minutes in and a 1-0 Breakers lead.
Nice little battle down the flank there. Breakers clear it.
Yeah, Caitlin Ford keeping it alive for Sky Blue. Again, another look at the goal. Sanderson for King. And when I look at it, I don't have to think that wasn't a shot from Sanderson. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
From our vantage point up here, it looked like a shot initially, but she saw King coming right up to make that play. So beautiful first goal for the Breakers and the first of King's career. Breakers, of course, scored first last week against Houston. Never could extend it to a 2-goal lead, though. Led 1-0 and then 2-1 before Houston scored 2 in a row with Teresa Noyola in the 81st and 85th minute. Sky Blue coming off a pair of 1-1 draws at FC Kansas City and in the home opener against Portland. This is the first of back-to-back matchups for these two squads. They'll play next Saturday in New Jersey. Devanna with some space. Devanna against Lloyden. Taps it up over and wide of the post.
Just wide there. I thought she had that. Good setup by Heather O'Reilly there. It looked almost similar to her breakaway last game, but just wide.
Devanna out in front of everybody and just sent it wide and had a lot of net open.
Bet she wants that one back. She just tried to chip it over. It just went a little bit too wide, but almost.
Looks like the rain has started again, albeit a very light rain on the field. As dangerously there in the box and gets knocked out as Maya Hayes was challenging for Sky Blue. And it will be a corner kick, the third of the evening. Katie Friel sets it up. You can see the rain falling. Going short, the header wide. Good setup for Sky Blue. Comes down to Joanna Lohman. Stewart trying to go back to Lohman. Lohman battles with Hayes to win it. And a foul called on Hayes.
Hale gets there quick, try and set it up early, and she does.
Stewart lost control of it. Stepping up, though, O'Reilly here on the near side, along with Devanna into the box. Sanderson trying to get there, but Lloyden wins the race. Rolled off to the far side. Almost had a setup there for Ocampo. Couldn't keep control of it.
She snuck up right behind Kat Whitehill there. I don't think she saw her initially, but...
Sanderson plays it out into space.
And there's O'Reilly's speed again.
O'Reilly with Devanna, the cross. Devanna can't get her foot on it.
She slid too. She extended everything she had there. Nice setup by O'Reilly again on the left flank that time. She's all over the place. I think she's more in the center triangle there, or midfield, as opposed to outside.
Just not enough space for Devanna to get to it. Bearing down on Lloyden in goal. Breakers with the one goal on the board, but have definitely had 2 or 3 other opportunities, golden opportunities to score. Sky Blue has had a couple of corner kick opportunities that were close. Taylor Lytle wins the ball in the middle of the field, played it into space. Getting to it is Maya Hayes. Hayes against King. Now drops it back for Lytle into the box, and they play on. Thought Boston may have been whistled for a foul there, but no whistle. 22nd minute, and the Breakers lead 1-0 on a goal by Julie King. An assist to Leanne Sanderson, who had 7 assists a year ago, mentioned that was 3rd in the NWSL. Remember, one game last year against Washington, she had 3 assists. Alongside former Boston Breaker Catherine Donnelly, I'm Scott Studikoff. We thank you for tuning in. We are coming to you live from Harvard Stadium in Boston. Breakers and Sky Blue FC. First matchup of 3 this season. And they'll be back at it next Saturday down in New Jersey. Sky Blue. A little tap for Hayes. And Nair comes out and it goes out of bounds, deflected out. And I guess that was off of Hayes, had to have been. And goal kick coming for Boston. I was going to mention that we had on our graphic Sky Blue wearing white. White, but of course the orange. Kind of dominating most of the uniform there.
Another orange team. We had Houston last week, and now...
Yeah, Houston came out last week in all orange. Hard to miss which team the Breakers is, though, of course, with the blue.
All blue.
Devanna with the header for Sanderson. Sanderson back to the goal and try to go back to Devanna. Devanna gets her foot on it, keeps it alive for the Breakers. Here's O'Reilly now playing on the near side. Taps it for Sanderson with some room. Try to slide it towards the box into space for O'Reilly, but not there for him. That'll go out off of Sky Blue. Looked like off the foot of Kelly O'Hara, who argues her case. Quick throw in from Chelsea Stewart for O'Reilly. O'Reilly with the cross, and a couple of players there, Sky Blue, collide. But nobody in a blue uniform able to take advantage of it. That could have been dangerous with both players going for the header.
Yeah.
Ashley Grove making the start defensively. At the center back with Kat Whitehill. Joanna Lohman plays it out wide. Left side of the field for Avant. Now Sanderson. Sanderson trying to lead O'Reilly towards goal. Sophie Schmidt plays it for Sky Blue. And that pass was not quite on target, but it does deflect off Boston and out. Well, we're more than halfway through this first half. Breakers have the 1-0 lead. The key that you mentioned, the Breakers have that speed along the front line, and it seems as if they are definitely trying to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, speed and also ball speed. I think they're doing a good job of with moving the ball around and finding those seams in the back. O'Reilly was doing it a lot last game. Devanna seems to be making those runs behind the back tonight. She's been close a few times. I think she's going to get one tonight, though. They've also been doing a good job, just playing their game, playing calm, and keeping possession. Like I said, they want to maintain that lead, and they've struggled with it the past season and the past 2 games. So it's definitely something they worked on this week at practice, and they're doing a pretty good job so far.
Saw the foul on Boston as Courtney Goodson was slow to get up for Sky Blue. Julie King plays it out wide to the left side for Sanderson. Just about 26 minutes in. Julie King with her first professional goal for Boston. Lohman gets it ahead for O'Reilly. Played into space again. Devanna gets to it. Devanna going 1-on-2 and sends it wide. Trying to go to that near post. Devanna's already had 3 or 4 similar opportunities. That one big one where she was really in alone against Lloyden and chipped it wide of the net.
The Sky Blue coach said this week that Devanna is definitely one you want to keep an eye on. If you lose her for 1 second, she's right behind you, and she's flying by. So
Taylor Lytle across midfield. Plays it back into the near side for O'Hara. And now this is Cutshaw. Lindsay Cutshaw playing in her second game, making her second start. Race for the ball. And getting there is Kelly O'Hara. O'Hara with a nice play to get around the defender.
A little bit of a nutmeg there.
Tried to cross it in front, and Breakers defense got in the way. Breakers now on the counterattack. O'Reilly plays it along the sideline. Devanna again will chase it down. Devanna going to go back to O'Reilly. Got bumped off the spot.
And here come the drums again.
Well, not as loud in our ears. I think we got that toned down a little bit. That play is onside, but Mayer will scoop it up. Pass in the middle there to no one for Boston. They turn it over, but able to get in the way, Ashley Grove. Keep an opportunity from forming. O'Reilly played it ahead. Devanna couldn't control, and a foul will go on Sky Blue. I believe that was Camille Levin.
Whitehill coming over to organize here. Oh, and they play short, quick one.
Sanderson along the sideline. Gave it to O'Reilly, played back for Lohman. Stepping in and making the steal there was Sophie Schmidt. Sky Blue, though, can't break it out of his own end.
Nice step by King there.
Ball goes back and forth a few times. Sky Blue looking to settle it down. As As we play in the 30th minute. That pass missed connections. Breakers try to turn it upfield. Stewart. Devanna can't get theirs. Again, now it's Cutshaw. The defensive play for Sky Blue. A long lead. Monica Ocampo taps it by Nair, heading towards the goal line and cannot get there in time. Ashley Grove. And Sky Blue ties it up. Monica Ocampo, her first of the season, and mentioned she led Sky Blue a year ago with 8.
Grove tried her best to get back there, and she almost did, but like you said, it's wet, so it might have slipped by her a little quicker there, but tied up here.
Ocampo played 16 games last year for those 8 goals, and take a look at it again on the replay. Nair coming out trying to challenge, and then Grove just could not get there in time. That ball was already past the line before she even got a foot on it. So in the 30th minute, Monica Ocampo ties the score up at 1. Similar to last week, again, the Breakers not able to establish a 2-goal lead. Led 1-0 and 2-1 against Houston. And now see this 1-0 lead fall back down to a tie. Steal there by Lohman. Sends it into the box towards Devanna, but not enough room. Devanna with a quick one-touch towards Stewart. Couldn't make the play. Now into space. Sky Blue looking for the counter-attack. Maya Hayes. And that one bounced up, looked like it hit the arm of Hayes. And the Breakers will take possession. King for Boston, Ocampo for Sky Blue. First of the season for each player. Here's Ocampo, plays it back. Try to go back to her, but it's taken away. Now Kat Whitehill plays it straight up the middle for Stewart. With Lohman in the midfield, again back. They play it for Ashley Grove. And now ahead Sanderson. And they'll call a foul on Sanderson. She pleads her case with head referee Juliana Duncan. Here on the near side, Kelly O'Hara, who has started all 3 games for Sky Blue, the former Breaker back in 2011, scored 4 goals for Boston. Lytle gets it to Hayes. Maya Hayes with a chance. And a good defensive play by Kat Whitehill. Said that a lot.
Nice composure by Whitehill there. Hayes is she's a nifty player. She's quick and she's very skillful. So nice job by Whitehill there.
Hayes drafted 6th overall in the college draft this year out of Penn State.
She's a fun one to watch, that's for sure.
5'7", 22 years old. From Montclair, New Jersey. So playing close to home. Devanna taps it to Sanderson. Sanderson trying to chip it for O'Reilly. O'Reilly on the run at the edge of the box. Comes out for Devanna. Devanna trying to go to Stewart. Intercepted by Cutshaw. Cutshaw will take the space given to her. "34 minutes in, 1-1 is your score." Boston looking for its first point, or points of the season. Sky Blue looking for its first win still, with the 2 draws. 1-1 with both FC Kansas City and Portland. Breakers dropping A 3-0 decision at Seattle, and last week 3-2 against Houston. First of 3 matchups this year for the Breakers and Sky Blue. 2 of them would be played in New Jersey, so the only matchup in Boston between these 2 teams right here tonight. O'Reilly. Again, we'll play it off into space on the far side. Look to use Devanna's speed. It gets cleared out of bounds by Coco Goodson. And we'll have a throw-in for Boston. Sanderson got tripped up for a moment, able to stay with the ball. Lohman, though, couldn't handle it. Katie Friels plays it out wide. Caitlin Ford trying to get by Avant. She did, but Whitehill there with the support. This is Camille Levin. Plays it back.
The first few minutes, the Breakers definitely held possession in the midfield. Now it looks like Sky Blue is holding a little bit more possession there, and they're creating a little bit more offense.
That'll be offside. That's Lytle. Made a move towards goal. Excuse me, that's Ocampo. The goal scorer for Sky Blue.
A nice little chip earlier.
Julie King, the Boston goal scorer. Plays it near for Stewart. Now Sanderson back to Stewart, up along the sideline. Got by O'Hara. O'Reilly trying to get to at the top of the box. Gets cleared out of bounds. Throw in for Boston on the near side.
Nice little sequence for the Breakers there, just trying to get momentum back in the final third. King with the throw in here.
O'Reilly goes back to King towards the far post.
Nice cross, but no one's there for the Breakers.
Pathman was trying to get there. And now we have Grove. Plays it for Whitehill. Lohman turns to her left, plays it wide for Sanderson. Sanderson chips it by Friels. Couldn't get back to it. Now Pathman, along with Sophie Schmidt for Sky Blue, battle for it. One game in the 38th minute. We're at Harvard Stadium in Boston. Alongside Catherine Donnelly, I'm Scott Sudikoff. Breakers went out to a 1-0 lead. That is well offside. That's Kelly O'Hara with a overlap, but can't make the play there. King. Left foot ahead to O'Reilly, back to Stewart, plays it through towards Devanna. I was going to say to Devanna, but in her direction, but Sky Blue trying to come back. Jasmine Avant stepping up. Now Avant on the far side, looking for a cross. Gets knocked back out of bounds to the left of the post, or left of the flag, excuse me, and it'll be a throw-in. Vanna trying to settle it down as it gets played back out of bounds again. Friels knocked it away for Sky Blue. But Sanderson back down with it for Boston. Plays for Whitehill, stepping up towards the middle and gets taken away. Sky Blue with the counterattack.
Trip up there between
believe that's Hayes on the far side for Sky Blue.
Yep.
And a yellow card will be issued. That goes against Ashley Grove. Take another look at it. Hayes and Grove. So Grove gets carded.
I think the Breakers have had a yellow card in each game this season so far.
So we're into the 41st minute. Friels into the box, bounces around, and it'll be cleared out.
Last few minutes here for either team to try and get a lead before going into halftime.
Avant turns it over. Lohman plays it for King. King with a long pass, intended for Devanna, got headed away by Cutshall. Levin plays it to the far side, Ford. And now for Goodson. And that goes through everybody and comes down to Nair. 42nd minute. King for Boston, Ocampo for Sky Blue. 1-1 the score. Breakers end up winning the possession. Stewart for King. King trying to lead Sanderson towards the goal, into the box. Sanderson puts it up over Lloyd, and it in. Leanne Sanderson an assist and now a goal, and it's 2-1 Boston. Julie King started that with a long lead, and Sanderson got to it first. Chips it up over Lloyden. So Sanderson is factored into both goals for Boston tonight, much like Heather O'Reilly did last week with a goal and an assist. As we take a look at the pass from King. And then Sanderson getting slightly by Cutshall, but out-muscling her. And able to score it over Lloyden.
That's really the look that the Breakers have kind of been looking for all game, is just trying to get it behind their back line. They're making those overlapping runs in the final third, and finally one connects there. Julie sends one, and Breakers going to halftime with a 2-1 lead, hopefully.
Well, again, that's the issue last week. Never could extend to a 2-goal lead. Heather O'Reilly with her left foot towards the goal, and it short hops into the hands of Jill Lloyden. Sanderson sends it out to the left side. Devanna couldn't get to it. Sanderson last year also had 5 goals with those 7 assists. Rightly so, was voted the team MVP by her fellow teammates. Was also a member of the NWSL second All-11 team. Into the 45th minute. Pathman gets it to Devanna. They switch fields, but King couldn't get to it in time before it heads over the yellow line out of play. Quick throw in from O'Hara. Final 30 seconds of regulation in the first half. Lytle tapped it for Friels. Lobs it into the box. Hayes couldn't get to it. And that goes out along the near side. We head towards stoppage time. Ocampo trying to tie it again, and it goes wide, high up over the crossbar off her left foot as we enter stoppage time with 2 minutes of extra time. But Ocampo had a pretty good chance to, again, tie this one up. That goes up off the face of Heather O'Reilly, and they're going to whistle it down. And
a little bit of a high kick, but cold weather, rainy conditions, that's not going to feel good to her face.
And they are signaling towards the trainer to meet with O'Reilly here in stoppage time in a couple of minutes. Head athletic trainer Don Purington helping out Heather O'Reilly. Play restarts with O'Reilly just kind of on the sideline, making sure there's no blood.
Yep.
Lohman. Back to King. King trying to clear the zone. Sanderson kept it alive for Lohman. Now Devanna will try to race after it against Cutshall and O'Hara. Now against Cutshall. O'Hara will tap it out, and that's going to be a corner kick. That's not what O'Hara, of course, was trying to do.
Nope.
So the Breakers will have a corner kick in stoppage time, which is probably about less than a minute now.
Yeah. So they went short their first one, long their second one, and looks like they're setting up for another long one.
And it goes right to Lloyden. And the final whistle sounds in the first half. So the Breakers will head to halftime with a 2-1 lead on goals by Julie King and Leanne Sanderson, who Sanderson also picked up the assist, if I have it correct. First goal, King from Sanderson.
Yep.
Second goal, Sanderson from King.
Dynamic duo tonight.
And in between there for Sky Blue, Monica Ocampo scored Sky Blue's tally. So that is your score at halftime. Boston 2 and Sky Blue 1. We're at halftime at Harvard Stadium. We'll be back with more in just a few minutes.
All right, folks, here's the rules. Each participant has a numbered ball. One by one, each player will attempt to get their soccer ball as close to the center spot as possible. The closest ball will win a $25 gift card from We Got Soccer. Hey, Breakers fans, let's cheer them on as they attempt the We Got Soccer Center Spot Challenge. Oh, there's a good one there. Only two more competitors. We have one that's pretty close. And we have one that's just a couple feet off the center spot. Congratulations to our winner of the We Got Soccer Center Spot Challenge. And it's $25 gift card from We Got Soccer. The National Guard is proud to be the official armed forces partner with your Boston Breakers. Be on the lookout for free grassroots soccer clinics in your area. To find out how eligible high school age players, their parents, and coaches can learn from the many benefits offered by the Guard, including tuition assistance, visit guardsoccer.com. Hey fans, visit NWSLsoccer.com for all your updated league information, team standings, and more. That's NWSLsoccer.com. NWSLsoccer.com provides fans with the latest news, scores, and information on all your favorite players and clubs. Visit NWSLsoccer.com today. Is your company concerned about the costs and regulations surrounding your medical insurance and 401k plan? Contact the CIP Group, a proud partner of the Boston Breakers, and let their team of advisors help you navigate the regulatory environment and maximize your employee benefit dollars. Visit AskCIP.com. Hey fans, be sure to follow Nike Soccer on Twitter or visit NikeSoccer.com for all the latest news and information on Nike Soccer products. A small incision makes a huge difference. At Stewart Center for Advanced Cardiac Surgery in St. Elizabeth, their team of expert surgeons offers the broadest array of conventional and minimally invasive cardiac surgery options. Some so innovative, they're not done anywhere else in New England, making St. Elizabeth Center the region's fastest growing cardiac center and earning us a national reputation as one of the top hospitals for cardiac care. Visit stewart.org/cardiac or call 617-789-2045. Stewart Health, the title sponsor of your Boston Breakers. The University Sports Complex, a partner of the Boston Breakers, is the largest sports facility in all of New England. The facility boasts 8 regulation-sized basketball courts and a 132 by 40-yard indoor turf field. The university is home to various sports camps, fitness classes, adult sports leagues, youth sports leagues, birthday parties, and more. Visit www.theuhanover.com for more information. Cat Sports Performance Center is the official performance training provider of your Boston Breakers. Visit catsports.com. The Breakers trade. TCG is a proud sponsor and the official IT services provider of the Boston Breakers.
Boston Breakers Soccer is brought to you by Bertucci's, a proud partner of the Breakers. By We Got.
Very happy to support your Breakers every season. Check us out at www.tcgns.com or call 866-TCG-NETW for outstanding service and support. Let's go Breakers! Bertucci's is a proud partner and sponsor of the Boston Breakers. Be sure to visit Bertucci's of Elmhurst Station after the game at 5 Cambridge Park Drive. Present your Breakers ticket with the purchase of any specialty pizza and receive large one-topping pizza for free.
Boston Breakers Soccer is brought to you by Bertucci's, a proud partner of the Breakers. By We Got Soccer. We Got Soccer is proud to partner with the Breakers for their 2014 campaign. By the University Sports Complex, a partner of the Breakers, the largest sports facility in all of New England. By Stewart Health, the title sponsor of the Boston Breakers. By Cat Sports Performance Center, the official performance training provider of the Boston Breakers. By TCG Network Services, a proud sponsor and the official IT services provider of the Boston Breakers. By Minuteman Health. Minuteman Health invites you to join the revolution. Learn how to enroll at minutemanhealth.org. By CIP Insurance. Visit www.askcip.com. And by Rockland Trust. For more information on Rockland Trust, visit rocklandtrust.com.
And colleagues, to find out more, visit www.
The NWSL is proudly sponsored by National Guard, by Nike, and by the U.S. Soccer Foundation. The broadcast of this match is authorized by the Boston Breakers. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description without the written express permission of the club is strictly prohibited, or the express written permission of the club is strictly prohibited. Tonight's match was produced by Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the Boston Breakers. We're at halftime at Harvard Stadium with the score 2-1 in favor of the Breakers. Breakers jumped out to a 1-0 lead before Sky Blue tied it, and then the Breakers going back up by a goal, 2-1 before halftime. As we take a look at the 3 goals that were scored in the first half, 2 from the Breakers and 1 from Sky Blue. And for the Breakers, the first goal they had scored was off a corner kick, and then Sanderson with the feed to Julie King finishing there. King scoring from Sanderson, her first goal of her career with the Breakers. That made it 1-0 Boston. And then Sky Blue got on the board. Monica Ocampo scoring from Taylor Lytle there, as Ashley Grove did all she could to try to track that one down before it got to the goal line. And then the Breakers went up 2-1. This time it was King to Sanderson, with Sanderson able to pop it up over the head of Lloyden to make it 2-1. So the same 2 players combining for the 2 goals for the Breakers in this one. King from Sanderson, and then Sanderson from King. As you take a look at the first half stats, 2 saves for Jill Lloyden, 1 save for Alyssa Nair. Each team with plenty of corner kicks opportunities, and see the shots in favor of Boston right now, 8-6, and with the 2-1 lead overall on the scoreboard. As the team's getting set for the second half of play.
There's Hayo getting everyone pumped up.
Breakers after today will play at Sky Blue next Saturday, and then they will return home to play Chicago. And don't miss our next broadcast, as the Breakers play host to Chicago on Wednesday, May 15th at 7 p.m. And you'll be able to watch that game live right here on YouTube.com, the NWSL Soccer YouTube channel. That'll be May the 15th. But before that, these 2 teams will play again in New Jersey on May the 3rd. After that, for Sky Blue, actually, Sky Blue has a game before they play Boston again. Forgot to mention that. Midweek game coming up against Seattle at home, then Boston, and then also Chicago at home. So the second half about to begin. 2-1 Boston. In the blue, they'll move right to left. Substitution, Courtney Jones into the game for Boston. Molly Pathman out.
Looks like Jones is at an offensive position. She's either in the mid or forward, and back to her roots. That's where she played at UNC. She was a forward through and through, and she came to the Breakers. They kind of transitioned her into a defender, and now she's getting her shot up top again.
So second half of play underway. Jasmine Avant on the near side. Plays it by Sophie Schmidt, but it goes out. Throw in for Sky Blue. No changes for Sky Blue to start the second half. Breakers without Christy Mewis for the 3rd time in 3 games this season. Sky Blue without Haley Hagsma, and on the injury report, Christy Rampone was probable with the toe inflammation. She is onto the field, actually. Just spotted her. She has come into the game. So a halftime substitution for Sky Blue. Christy Rampone is out there, number 3, on the back line for Sky Blue. She scored last week her first professional goal in the 1-1 draw against Portland. You see Rampone on the field as the throw in from Avant. Schmidt trying to play it along the sideline. That goes out again, so they kind of go back and forth along the near side. Rampone in, Cutshaw out for Sky Blue. Schmidt. Got tapped away by Ashley Grove, but it'll be a throw in for Sky Blue along the near sideline. Alongside Catherine Donnelly, I'm Scott Sudikoff. Welcome you to Harvard Stadium in Boston, Massachusetts. As they're on the far side for the Breakers, it is Courtney Jones. Lytle trying to tap it forward. That'll be, I believe, a handball on Boston. Yep. Katie Friels on the free kick. Spotlighted her in the open. She scored against FC Kansas City, had a team-high 6 assists last year. Playing in every game for Sky Blue. Sends it towards the box. And Whitehill able to clear it out of there. Sky Blue trying to get it back to Sophie Schmidt for Ocampo. Ocampo with the left foot and Avant to intercept it. Throw it now for Sky Blue. A couple of minutes have gone by in the second half of play. Caitlin Ford. Try to give and go, and stepping up to take it away was Avant. Vanna got a head on it, but nobody there for Boston as Lloyden plays it. And Ford will use her keeper. Switch fields with it to Caitlin Ford. Ford gets it back. It's Stewart stepping up to take it away. O'Reilly plays it into space on the run to Vanna. DeVanna gets to it. DeVanna against Lloyden. Lloyden comes out to challenge. DeVanna gets around her and then can't sneak it in the post. Not a very easy angle right there on the goal line, and she just tried to skim it past the post and maybe hit that far post.
She's had a couple of close chances this game. I mean, herself alone, she could have made it a 4-1 game. Breakers so far.
Able just to get by Lloyden, and then really not much of an angle to sneak that in. And that gets deflected out, and that's a goal kick for Alyssa Nair.
You know, I'm sure at halftime they talked about how vital it is to, keep this lead and maintain it and extend it and hopefully get a 2-goal lead for once. And on the flip side, Sky Blue's looking to tie it up early here.
And we saw a similar situation last week, up 1-0, 2-1, but couldn't hold on, losing 3-2. So you'd have to think that getting that 2-goal advantage is as obvious as it is, was definitely the point to hammer home for the Breakers. Katie Friels takes it as O'Reilly fell down behind the play. Levin plays it out wide. Little give and go action, Lytle and O'Hara. O'Hara with King coming over. Also Jones defensively. O'Hara gets it by King, but King uses the body to box her out. Whitehill will clear it into the stands.
We talked about how athletic King was last game. She was a 4-year soccer player at Auburn University and then went on to play basketball in her 5th year when she went back to finish some classes. And she definitely knows how to use her body, so she does a good job defending her off there.
Scoring her first professional goal earlier today. Also picking up an assist. A little 2-on-2 action for Boston right now. O'Reilly with the left foot, but right there to Lloyden. and Sanderson have factored into both goals for Boston, each with a goal, each with an assist. Ocampo from Lytle. He's scoring tandem for Sky Blue. First goal of the season for Ocampo. First assist for Lytle, who scored 4 goals last year for Sky Blue. Played 21 games. Up the sideline, Ford racing after it against Grove. And that'll be a goal kick for Nair. So good job defensively by Ashley Grove. Playing in her second game, making her first start. She played 2 games last year with Western New York, but I guess you'd still really qualify her as a rookie in the pro game. Out of the University of Maryland by way of Rochester, New York. Avant, along with Stewart, there have a miscommunication. Stewart just knocks it right out of bounds. Sky Blue takes over. Ford throws it in towards Hayes. And Grove will decide just to knock it out. Let Sky Blue take the throw in. Hayes working against Avant. Looking for a cross. And that trickles over the line, and it'll be Boston the throw-in, though, but not an easy spot. Breakers trapped in their own end in the corner. Avant tries to clear with a long throw up the sideline, and Vanna took a push. It'll be a Boston throw-in again. Loman. Whitehill steps up, plays it wide. Courtney Jones can't get there right at midfield. Jones started the first 2 games of the year as a center back. Coming in off the bench here in this one at halftime. Quick turnover, and there's Grove. The Breakers against Ocampo. Ocampo plays it for O'Hara. And then Jones coming back to take it away. Along the goal line, throws it in front. Hayes was there for Sky Blue, and was it out of bounds in the corner? It was. Almost. A big miscue by the Breakers. Sky Blue does get a corner kick. And quickly they go with it. Friels to the far post, headed away by the Breakers. Sanderson gets there for Boston. Tiptoes along the sideline, gets knocked out by Goodson. Boston throw-in. Maya Hayes almost had an opportunity handed right to her.
Yeah.
They did call it out before the play was made, but Breakers trying to get past midfield right now as Sky Blues put the pressure on. 2-1 Boston. That was the score at halftime. King and Sanderson for the Breakers. Ocampo for Sky Blue. Nair and Lloyden in goal for Boston and Sky Blue, respectively. Each keeper has played every minute of their team's season so far. Here's Christy Rampone. Did not start this one. Came in at halftime. Saw the injury report with toe inflammation or foot inflammation. She did play last week and played all 90 minutes in that tie against Portland with the goal. Rampone with a lot of space. Will send it forward. Will get headed out of bounds by Ashley Grove. Quickly over for the throw-in is Hayes. Ocampo. Got it away to Lytle, now Friels. Friels plays it wide, stepping up forward is O'Hara. Towards the box, sent out. And now Lohman loses it. The shot, a big save by Nair. The rebound of Vaught will clear it out of the 6, and now out of the box altogether.
A little bit of a break for the Breakers there. No pun intended.
Sky Blue keeps the pressure on. Not exactly sure who got that shot off, but it was such a bang-bang play for Sky Blue. A big save by Nair.
Big save.
Trying to keep it going. Lohman knocks it out. It'll be a throw-in on the far side as Friels made a move. We'll get a look at it right now. It's Lohman had it knocked away, and I think that was Ocampo trying to tie it up again for Sky Blue. Already has the goal. He's had a couple other shots on goal.
That chance actually looks similar to one of Houston's goals last game with the initial rebound, but Breakers did a good job of clearing it this time and learning from their mistakes last week.
Yeah, Vaught decided just to dribble it out of trouble by herself. Ocampo on the run towards the corner. Crosses it for Hayes. Back out. Stepping up now on the near side with it, Caitlin Ford. Ford towards the far post. Gets knocked around, cleared out. There forward is Rampone. Coco Goodson gets by Devanna. Lytle into some space where it bounces around. King. Now the Breakers trying to make a move, and Jones.
I think she's just trying to keep it in there.
Yeah, just trying to keep it in. I thought again that ball may have popped up and hit her in the arm.
Yeah.
And that's what they do call that.
Oh, okay.
They do call the foul on Jones.
Looks like we have players on both benches up and getting a little bit warm on the sideline now.
We've seen one sub each side. Jones for Boston, Rampone for Sky Blue at halftime. Sophie Schmidt. Now Friels. Ocampo trying to tap it to Lytle. Knocked away, taken by Lohman. Lohman along the far sideline. Out for it, Devanna. Gets to it on the race. Devanna across, coming up. And at the edge of the box, it's Stewart. Sends it back towards the middle. Cleared out.
Devanna was looking for it again.
Sanderson, the shot. She scores! Leanne Sanderson with 2 goals and an assist, and it's 3-1 Breakers.
She goes right to her bench to celebrate.
Second goal of the game for Leanne Sanderson, and of her season. And she's factored into all 3 tonight for Boston. And this one from the top of the box with her right foot. Went to the right of Lloyden. Lloyden diving to her right towards the post, trying to make the stop. Came out of the box and
just a rocket right to the corner.
The Breakers have that first 2-goal lead of the season at 3-1. Breakers' offense hasn't really been the problem the last 2 games now, with 3 goals today, 2 last week. After being shut out by Seattle, just weren't able to close the door against Houston. That opportunity, that goal by Sanderson, really all set up by the speed of Devanna.
Yep.
Devanna tries to play it towards the 6, and Sky Blue easily knocked it away. And it looked like that one got up on the arm of Avant, a foul on Boston. Substitution coming right now for Sky Blue. And looks like it's Ashley Nick who's coming in and Maya Hayes going out. Ashley Nick played 44 minutes thus far, has appeared in both games for Sky Blue. 26-year-old from California, played at the University of Southern Cal.
So she's probably not loving the weather in Boston right now.
She'll come in and take Hayes' spot, who'd been strong offensively for Sky Blue. Been involved in a lot of the action, a lot of the chances for Sky Blue. 63 minutes in, 3-1 Boston. Goal just a few minutes ago by Leanne Sanderson, giving Boston its first 2-goal lead of the season.
Jones was offsides, came back on. Flag was up, but no call there.
Friels playing it out wide. The shot and the header goes in the air from Ocampo at the top of the 6. Out of bounds it goes for a Nair goal kick. Sanderson takes one up high.
She goes down.
Sanderson checking to see if there's any blood. Asks for a second opinion.
She might have a little bit of a fat lip tomorrow, but
she'll walk off with the trainer for the time being and take another look at what happened for Sanderson.
so it was initially on the header there, and then she got hit with the ball a little bit too.
She'll go off for some quick repairs. I'm sure she'll be back on in just a few moments. She's had herself quite a day with 2 goals and an assist.
So the Breakers get the free kick, but they send it back to Sky Blue. Scully. Breakers just holding back a little bit, just repositioning themselves.
Goodson, long pass attempt. And Courtney Jones was in the way for Boston, now taps it for O'Reilly.
Looking for the 1-2 there, but I was going to say Hale got it a little too far away, but Courtney Jones' speed, she gets to the ball and almost gets a good opportunity out of it.
That one was just staying along the sideline. Jones did get to it. Sanderson is back on the field, as you see there in your picture. Sanderson to Devanna, but offside. Breakers next Saturday at Sky Blue. Sky Blue will be home coming up this Wednesday to play Seattle before the game against Boston next Saturday, so a busy week for them. Katie Friels got tripped up, and the whistle blows. Courtney Jones just got her foot in there to trip her up. Play quickly restarts. Right there in front, it's Levin. Couldn't gain quick control of it. O'Reilly off to the far sideline. It'll be a throw in for Sky Blue. Pass towards Schmidt. Couldn't get her head on it. And Breakers will take possession. Ball bounces around in the midfield. Now it goes all the way down towards Loden. Comes out of the box to clear it away. And an offside on Sky Blue.
Nice job by the Breakers to hold their line there.
See Monica Ocampo, the goal scorer for Sky Blue, has had some other shots towards Nair, one that Nair made a pretty big save on.
Yeah.
Led Sky Blue last year with 8 goals.
He was making a quick sprint to the far side.
Riley. O'Reilly staying with it. O'Reilly plays it towards Sanderson, who gets taken down hard.
Good decision by O'Reilly. She had a shot maybe, but she decided to pass it off.
Sanderson was in very good position potentially for the 3rd goal of the game.
Yeah.
Quick give back from O'Reilly to Lohman. Now middle of the field, sliding with for it is Stewart. Sky Blue will play it back to the keeper, Loden. The 70th minute of play alongside Catherine Donnelly. I'm Scott Sudikoff. Welcome you to Harvard Stadium in Boston. 3rd game of the year for both of these teams. 2nd home game for the Breakers. Breakers the only team in the league without a point. Sky Blue, a pair of draws so far on the year. The throw-in comes on the far side for Sky Blue. Lytle sends it across the box. Comes down harmlessly on the other sideline, and
Should have just let that one go almost.
yeah, that was Stewart was trying to play it up the sideline and gives the throw-in for Sky Blue. Into space, Lytle against Sanderson. That goes off Sanderson. Corner kick for Sky Blue. Unofficially, I think this is number 5 and number 6. Corner kick for Sky Blue. They quickly go with it. Headed out by the Breakers, clearing the box. Nice play to the far side. Rampone stepping up. Rampone, her cross got deflected out by Whitehill, and Nair trying to make the play before it went out of bounds on the goal line, but couldn't do so. And that'll bring us a substitution for Sky Blue before this corner kick. Coming in for Sky Blue, that's Janelle Foligno. And Camille Levin going out. So Foligno in, Levin out. Now the corner kick comes. Goes all the way to the far side. O'Hara gets to it first. O'Hara sends it back in. Now at the top.
Oh, we have a player down in the Breakers box. It might be Whitehill. Not sure what happened.
It does look like it is Whitehill who's down there by her goalie. And Whitehill will be held back up to her feet. And she looks to be okay.
Yeah, maybe a little wind knocked out of her. She's a tough one.
Whitehill played a team high 1,900 plus minutes last year, and see the collision. And she's played every minute so far this year.
And she's a leader through and through on the field, and during practice she plays coach during the week as well.
Yeah, officially an assistant coach for the Breakers. Sky Blue, the shot, saved by Nair at the post, sent back in, and Nair makes another save. Ocampo puts her hands on top of her head. She thought she had another chance to put one on the board, and Nair made the save.
Another great save by Nair. She's definitely keeping them in this game.
Sure, Nair definitely likes the idea of making these saves while holding a lead as well.
Yeah.
She made a lot of these similar saves against Seattle, but that was a game that Boston trailed just about the entire time, of course, losing 3-0.
Nice touch by O'Reilly there. She looks to get it back. I guess they did get her off.
It may have been Sanderson who was offside in the middle of the field as we take a look at the pair of saves. Ocampo catching on that replay, but right after that save was made, she put her hands on top of her head, had just kind of the exasperated look on her face. And she has scored a goal here today, but very well could have 2, maybe 3.
Now offside on Sky Blue.
Go back and forth a bit. Breakers, of course, very happy to just hold on to this 2-goal lead. Sky Blue has only scored 1 goal in each of their 3 games so far. O'Reilly with the left foot angles it towards the box. Stewart on the run. And Sky Blue will play it out. Instead, forward had it taken away by O'Reilly. O'Reilly back into the box, heading towards goal. And for Devanna, trying to deflect it in with her left foot. It goes out off Sky Blue. Corner kick for the Breakers.
Looks like O'Reilly's heading over to take the corner kick here.
Lloyd in with some instructions for her teammates, as O'Reilly will take her time towards the corner. Heather O'Reilly had a goal and an assist last week. Trying to set something up here. Gets knocked out, but over there to get it is Grove.
Just to force it a little bit there and gets knocked out of bounds.
Bounces down to Rampone. Breakers gave up 2 goals last week against Houston after the 80-minute mark, 81st minute and 85th minute. You know that's in the back of their minds, guarding against the late comeback.
Definitely.
I also know last year they dropped 2 out of the 4 games, one of them being a tie as well. Breakers only winning 1 against Sky Blue in 2013. And you look at that season series and look at the standings. Sky Blue finished 4th, Boston 5th. 36 points for Sky Blue and 30 points for Boston is Devanna. Not enough space to get to it. Near side, Caitlin Ford had deflected back to her against Devanna and Stewart. Sanderson trying to go to Jones. Throw in for Sky Blue. Caitlin Ford corrals the pass on the near side. Now up the sideline. A race for the ball. Avant wins it. Going against Foligno. Foligno then takes it away. Ford for Rampone. Back to Ford. Makes move up the sideline, and that ball looked as if
it looks like it almost went out, but no call.
Stayed along the line just enough. And Sky Blue works a corner kick out of it. Well, this is one they need to convert on right now, down by 2 goals in the 78th minute. See what they can come up with.
Sending almost everyone into the box.
It's right back to Friels. Her cross to the near post, and Nair steps up, makes the play.
Punts that one to half field, but it goes out of bounds.
And that'll let O'Hara throw it in. Jones wins it towards Sanderson. Rampone uses the space given to her. Sends it towards the top of the box. Knocked down. Now Lohman. And Avant. Now here's Sophie Schmidt. Schmidt moving right. Schmidt with the shot. It looked like it got blocked down by Grove. Comes down, and Ocampo with the left foot. It looked as if she was just trying to head towards the far post with it, but a very
wide.
Very wide. And
I mean, of course, Sky Blue wants to get on the board here, but it looks like they're forcing it a little bit too much here.
Boston substitution. Stewart coming out.
I think it's Bianca D'Agostino in now.
Bianca D'Agostino is in. Stewart goes out. And we continue play in the 80th minute. So Chelsea Stewart in her first action plays almost 80 minutes. Comes out for Bianca D'Agostino as goes all the way back towards Lloyden. Breakers led 2-1 at halftime. Leanne Sanderson has scored here in the second half, her second of the game. She also assisted on the first goal of the game by Julie King. Monica Ocampo has scored for Sky Blue off an assist from Taylor Lytle. That's how you have your 3-1 score in the 81st minute. Breakers looking for their first points of the season, also their first win, of course, while Sky Blue looking for their first win, but they have 2 draws right now at 0-0-2, the record. Not sure if that was a shot or a cross attempt for Sky Blue. Probably a cross. It goes wide of the near post and out of bounds. Breakers, after the road game at Sky Blue next week, will play 5 straight at home. 7 of the first 9 matches for the Breakers at home. And actually 9 of the first 12 at home for Boston. And you know what that means, of course, is later in the year they're going to have a long road trip, road swing we'll call it, as they have 7 consecutive road games starting June 22nd at Sky Blue and then ending July 25th at Western New York. They do not play at home between June 22nd until August 3rd. That'll be the next time they'll be at home in that stretch.
A lot of team bonding then.
A lot of chance in the early season to pick up wins at home.
Yep.
Already lost the opener last week against Houston, and now holding this 2-goal advantage against Sky Blue. And Nair dives to make the stop.
Nice job by her to keep hold of that ball. If she let that go, Sky Blue player is right there to put that away. I'm not sure who that was, but they were right on top of her.
Sky Blue plays their next 3 games at home: Seattle, Boston, and Chicago. Kat Whitehill, with the pressure from Ocampo, plays it back for Nair. Just clears it out on the far side. So in the 83rd minute, holding a 2-goal lead, King colliding, and she goes down. And that for Sky Blues. Again, you see the rain is Ocampo. A pair of 8s, a pair of goal scorers. And they look to be okay. Rain has been off and on in Boston here tonight.
Loyal fan base in the crowd, though.
See the collision. For the second straight week, the fans braving the elements. Last week it was the cold. Today it's more so the rain and still chilly.
A few umbrellas out.
Hopefully as we progress towards the summer, it'll actually show up in Boston at a reasonable time. As Christian Rampone sends it across the field where Courtney Jones gets in the way. Katie Friels picks it up. Friels sending it toward the box as Ocampo was making a run. Comes back down to midfield. Ashley Nick, near side. Ford. 85th minute of play. Caitlin Ford. Back to Nick. Nick with the left foot. And sent it into the box, trying to get a player there, Ocampo, to make the run at goal, but Nair makes the play with relative ease. Taylor Lytle, assistant on Ocampo's goal, gives it to Ocampo. Now Schmidt coming up on the near side is Ford. Ford with some space into the box. Caitlin Ford. The defense comes over. 3 breakers. D'Agostino cannot keep it in along the goal line. Corner kick for Sky Blue in the 86th minute. Substitution right now for Boston, but it cannot happen with the corner kick. Or will happen, as it is Kem Ezorike making her first appearance out of the University of Michigan. The 8th overall pick in the draft, and Ezorike makes her first appearance. Now the corner kick towards the far post, and the header goes out wide of the post. Ezorike comes from Michigan as the career leader in goals and points for the Wolverines. Just finished up her classes, able to join the team. The 87th minute, Sky Blue looking to do something. Sophie Schmidt, and it goes off the fingertips of Nair and out. Sets up another corner kick for Sky Blue.
They haven't really been able to capitalize on these corner kicks. They've had a lot, especially in the second half. But
headed down there in the box. Ocampo for Friels. Plays it back in towards the top. And now out, and the shot blocked. Lytle against Grove in the corner. Grove steps in to knock it to the sideline where Courtney Jones keeps it in. In the 88th minute, Jones. A long lead attempt.
Looks like she was trying to get Heather O'Reilly on the far side there, but didn't curve it quite enough. Good idea, though. Really now, though, I'd be telling the Breakers to just kind of calm down and play our game the last 3 minutes and don't really try and force anything and give up possession like that.
Caitlin Ford crosses it for Schmidt. Makes the pass in the box, and Ocampo trying to drop it back. Nobody home. Rampone on the overlap, and Avant knocks it out. See the shot a few moments ago from Schmidt that Nair made the save on. Right at the top, Lytle had her shot redirected out, up over the crossbar.
Yet another corner kick for Sky Blue.
Yeah, quickly Katie Friels gets there to the corner as we play in the 89th minute. And of course, Sky Blue needs 2 goals. Nair punches it out with 2 hands, kept in the box for the time being as Enrique will clear it out. Good play to make, of course, here in the 89th minute up with the 2-goal lead. Friels. And knocked out by Avant.
Nice job to save a corner kick there by D'Agostino, though.
Excuse me, D'Agostino making the play. I miscalled it as Avant, as now D'Agostino clears it out with the left foot. 90th minute of play. 1 goal in the second half has come from Leanne Sanderson. She scored 2. Also assisted on the goal from Julie King. Right there at the post, it got knocked back out. And corner kick again.
And they're sending literally everyone into the box right now.
Sophie Schmidt sends it in. That gets redirected out. And they'll do it again.
Might be their last desperate attempt here, aside from stoppage time.
Schmidt sends it in. The header goes wide right there towards the top of the 6. So regulation time winding down and stoppage time about to be put up. 3 minutes of extra time. Sky Blue needs 2 goals in 3 minutes. Boston throw-in coming at midfield, taking the time. As much time as they can off the clock. Avant. D'Agostino had to take it away, played ahead for Schmidt. Ford with the throw-in. We'll have to throw it back for Rampone. Now we'll use Lloyden.
Looks like we'll have 3 minutes of stoppage time here.
Yeah, it was 3 minutes, and we were probably about a minute already in. Lytle gave it up on the far sideline. Sent in towards Ocampo. It got headed to Schmidt and taps it up over the crossbar.
Too close for comfort there.
Sky Blue would have made it a very interesting final minute or 90 seconds of stoppage time, as that went off the head of Grove right to Schmidt, right at the edge, the top of the 6, and Nair coming out and just went up high over the crossbar. Thrown back in by Rampone. His time is winding down. Breakers led 2-1 at halftime. 1-0 lead, 2-1 at halftime, and now 3-1, of course.
And another corner kick for Sky Blue here. This might be their final chance to get anything.
Friel sets it up. And the header, and it's in! Sky Blue scores in stoppage time. Ashley Nick.
They were getting the ball out of the net and bringing it to midfield as quickly as possible.
Ashley Nick scores her first goal of the season. Playing in her third game this year. Played 3 games a year ago for Sky Blue, and with the header, gets Sky Blue back within 1. As we are deep into the extra time of 3 minutes. And the Breakers elect to just kick it down the field, let it go out of bounds. And now Sky Blue has to go almost the entire field in the waning moments of stoppage time with a 3-2 score. Well, if you're a Breakers fan, it's still a little too close for comfort. Letting that goal go in, the header by Ashley Nick. Sky Blue has a fighter's chance. A chance probably for one last rush towards goal. If even, as we wait that final whistle, that gets knocked far out of bounds.
And there it is.
Final whistle blows, so Sky Blue with the desperation goal in the final moments of stoppage time, but not enough time to get the equalizer, and the Breakers come away with their first win, first points of the season, the 3-2 victory. Sky Blue gets its first decision, we'll call it, of the season. No wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties now for Sky Blue, as the Breakers led 2-1 at halftime, went up 3-1. Leanne Sanderson scores 2 goals, has an assist. Clearly the player of the game in this one for the Breakers, as you see there hugging her teammates. The 3-2 victory for Boston. The Breakers' next game will be, of course, against Sky Blue. Sky Blue will take on Seattle coming up on a Wednesday at home, but the Breakers have to be happy just to finally get off the schneid, get the first points, and of course get their first win of the season.
Exactly. They were looking for their first win, their first points of the season, and although it got a little too close for comfort, like you said, at the last few minutes, you know, they're happy to just come away with the win tonight and, you know, kind of go into next week. They'll take the win and they'll move on. Sky
Blue definitely had some opportunities throughout the game to put more than now the 2 goals they put up on the scoreboard. Monica Ocampo, she did score a goal, but had a couple of other chances. Alyssa Nair made some quality saves in this one.
Nair did a great job keeping them in the game tonight. And on the flip side, you know, Devanna for the Breakers, she had a few opportunities of her own that could have given the Breakers a couple more goals. So
the Breakers in the rain here in Boston most of the night come away with a 3-2 victory. Take a look at the highlights from this one. Here's the first goal of the game. Leanne Sanderson with the feed for Julie King, who just redirects it in with her left foot. First professional goal for Julie King. Sanderson picked up the assist. Also in the first half, Monica Ocampo tied it for Sky Blue off the assist by Taylor Lytle. Ashley Grove did all she could do to try to save that one from going in, but could not get there in time. The Breakers took a 2-1 lead into halftime on this pass from King to Leanne Sanderson against Cutshaw. Able to tap it by Jill Lloyden. That made it 2-1 Boston into halftime. And then Sanderson would make it 3-1 on this shot from outside the box with the right foot. As Lloyden diving to her right could not make the stop. That made it 3-1. Still had plenty of time left in this one. And in stoppage time, Sky Blue able to get the second goal on the board. The header from Ashley Nick off of the corner kick. But there was not enough time really for Sky Blue to make a final run as the time wound down. So the Breakers get that first win of the season. And one of the things we talked about at the beginning of the game was Breakers trying to use their speed, and it was definitely something that they try to do often. You mentioned Lisa Devanich getting so many chances to go after the ball.
Yeah, they're definitely looking for the seams. Like I said, Sky Blue has a very experienced and veteran back line there, and you know, I think going into the game, that's something that they were going to try and overcome, and I think they did. They had a lot of chances. Savannah, I mean, she was offside a couple of times, but she had a few chances that she could have made the game, 4 or 5 to 2. And the Breakers did a good job of, getting that 2-goal lead. Like I said, it got a little scary towards the end there, but they have the win and looking for the next one next week.
Well, once again, tonight's final score, Boston 3, Sky Blue 2. The Breakers now 1-2-0 on the year. Sky Blue falls to 0-1-2. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Catherine Donnelly, I'm Scott Sudikoff, as once again the Breakers earned their first win of the season, beating Sky Blue tonight by a final score of 3-2. So long from Harvard Stadium in Boston.